All right, all right. Before we begin, I gotta talk about something very serious here. If you're in that Calm Mike Discord of Jessica Messica, you better get the fuck out of there because they're posting children on ads for sexual favors on Craigslist. And there's secret rooms, there's, private groups. And many times Jessica Messica has gone over or bordered the law in many ways and many times and many things. I'm gonna warn you because I've been warning people for 2 to 3 years now. Stop messing with Jessica Messica. Stop hanging out with Jessica Messica. It's not gonna end well, and it hasn't been ending well for a lot of people. Like Miami Vice came out, Kayla Marie came out, now BS coming out, and a whole multitude of other people. Built to Spill has talked about it. That Discord server is bad. Jessica Messica is all bad. So I'm gonna have to make a video about this whole situation. In fact, actually, I'm behind on videos because I've been away. I had to go to Montreal for something important. Actually, I even stopped by in Cornwall, but I mean, telling people stay away from that stuff. It's not good. Okay. Maybe I'll talk about it another time, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of things going on in that Calm Mike server with people's children's pictures floating around, being put on posters. The same thing that you guys have seen them do with Purple Glitter, will like post her likeness on different posters on book covers. They're now doing that with children, and it's now bordering across the line of legality. So okay, so the final warning to people: don't do it, is all I'm saying. Don't go in there, and if you're in there, you gotta get the hell out. It's not good. Sil, what's up? Tip Top, Cypher, J Herod, Dot, how you doing? We also got Gothic Drink Combos. What's up? Think I've seen your channel around. Am I gonna go see Auntie Rasta? I wish. I wish I was seeing Auntie Rasta in. Actually, no, that doesn't sound right. If I actually did say that I've been seeing Auntie Rasta in Cornwall, considering I was actually in Cornwall yesterday, that does not sound good. Okay. But Montreal was all right. Not a bad day. I prefer to go there when there isn't a snowstorm and when there isn't an eclipse. Even though the eclipse shouldn't have been bad, but the traffic horrendous because Montreal had about 80% coverage for the eclipse. The pathway for 100% coverage was about further southeast, more like east southeast, which will be Sherbrooke. But I wasn't gonna travel all the way there, yeah. Especially with the traffic of people all over the place on lawns, on bleachers, on fields, in parking lots of malls. Crazy stuff happened on Monday. All right, so we're gonna get into this. Foodie Beauty is in the hospital. You might have seen this a multitude of times. Then after that, Dragon Lord Frodo hates his building. Isn't the first, second, or third time that Dragon Lord Frodo has said he's hated his building. I always have said that I think Foodie Beauty is sick. I know she's sick, and that she came back to Canada because she probably is feeling the effects of what happens when you eat too much food. When you overeat, you get a lot of ailments, you get a lot of illnesses, you get a lot of stuff that just isn't good, right? And you gotta cut back on the food. What's up, Tip Top? You in Istanbul? Nice, nice, nice. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I've been keeping track of Daniel Larson as well. Not much has been happening with him. It's the same trolling behavior that a lot of actors, is what I'll call them, actors in the Larson verse have been doing, where they're trolling the crap out of this guy in terms of Grace Vanderwall. No, there's a fake Grace Vanderwall profile that Daniel Larson, in his fully delusional self, believes is actually Grace Vanderwall. When I think they had like, when it got removed, there was like 28 people following that account. Come on, Daniel. Grace Vanderwall doesn't just have 28 people. It just doesn't make any sense. Yep, exactly, Jared. Melts the Canadian healthcare system as usual. So she was feeling sick. She got some fluids. What's up, Wig? Let me share my screen. Let's take a look at it, and we're gonna get started. Also, I gotta. If you didn't know, Busy Little Bee is Yeah, let me talk about that as well. Busy Little Bee is getting a divorce. Should I feel bad about that? I don't know. She says 10 years wasted with Danny. Well, was I the one who gave it away that Danny was trying to sext up ladies on his little secret Twitter account that he had? Because I did talk about it. She didn't believe it. She said that he didn't have a secret Twitter account, but obviously he did, because a lot more people started talking about it. And now I saw a post yesterday that, yeah, she is 10 years in and done with Danny Boy. I guess I'm gonna have to make a video about that. All right, people, let's get into this. Let's go.
Another video. Today we are starting with a random mini travel vlog to upstate New York, in particular Messina.
It
First we
is a
had to
new
pass
start.
through the Akwesasne Mohawk Reserve though, and then cross a bridge to get to the USA border.
USA, good old USA, USA, USA. Beautiful, isn't it? So I think I last said the reason why she crossed was to see the eclipse, which kind of makes sense. I mean, Cornwall, I believe, had about 80% coverage as well, because I believe just a little bit south was the path. Yes, Cornwall would have had about 80% coverage, just brushing the edge of what would be considered close to or 100% coverage. So maybe she did go into Messina area. I don't know. Like, why would you just go over there But then again, Foodie Beauty works in mysterious ways. I actually did go to Orange Julep yesterday. Orange Julep is like my thing to go if I'm in Montreal, mainly because I do ride shares, and one of my pickup spots is Station Namur. And if I'm picking people up, I'm gonna have some Orange Julep. Hey, Eggy Toast, are you late? No, you're not late, Eggy. Just don't be late for the wedding, okay, boo? She went to New York to take her posters down. Oh boy, yeah. Remember the NYC stuff from like a couple months ago with the posters? Oh man, that passport is older because I have the same passport and I just looked at somebody else's passport, which is newer. It's like night and day with those passports.
Okay, we made it through.
Welcome to New York, the Empire State. Indeed. Well, Western New York is and Northern New York is so much different than like Central New York
I had
when
no
you're going
specific
into New
reason
York
to come
City.
here today. I just like checking it out every few years to see if anything has changed. I also love driving around to nowhere and anywhere at any given time. Question for Americans: is Dollar General like a really good dollar store?
I have no issues with Dollar General. The many times I've been in Dollar General in Buffalo and Niagara Falls, they had some pretty good stuff, some pretty shitty stuff. I wouldn't buy certain things at a dollar store, to be honest with you, but that's just my personal preferences. Who the hell's we? Good catch, Wig. She said we made it. So is Pete's in the car? Because she has and who's angling? Wait a second. Was that moving? Was the vehicle moving and then angled like that? Let me see this
I
again.
also love driving around to nowhere and anywhere at any given time. Question for Americans: is
Yeah,
Dollar
somebody's in the
General
car.
like a really good dollar store?
Pete's or Uncle Phyllis. You're so wrong with that.
All right, so we have here a little shopping mall with a Chinese buffet, a cinema, a Big Lots. Interesting. All right, so this is what's playing at this cinema. Is this old movies? I can't tell.
Well, Godzilla.
So I didn't notice this until it was too late, but the crappy gas station car charger I purchased wasn't working and therefore wasn't charging my phone this whole time. So at some point, my battery died, and thus why the vlog of Messina was no more. But I didn't want to waste the whole trip, so I'm still sharing the clips I have.
Wait a second. I always think about this, but then I'm like, yeah, it's pretty much Foodie Beauty. Because am I the only person or one of a few people? If I plug my phone in to charge, I always check that the phone is receiving a charge before I put it down because you don't want to be in that situation where you think, you push the plug in further enough, for far enough, but yet it's not taking a charge. Like, I don't get it why that would be something you miss. And to think that she had her phone on her person, they were doing activities because I really do think she's with somebody else. And then all of a sudden, you don't have a proper vlog. I wonder who she was with and what they were really doing there. Yeah, I always check. Like, I don't get that. It's one of the simplest things to do. I plug my phone in, I check that it's taking a charge. Really simple.
Sorry, guys. Anyways, unfortunately, things recently have taken a bit of a toll for the worse, health wise.
She didn't want to show peace, probably.
Hello. So,
So I'm going to check the
as you can
reflections.
see, I'm in the ER beezing. Um, I have norovirus, or the bad stomach flu, the highly contagious one. I don't know where I got it. I hope I never get it again. It is the worst
I've had that
illness.
before.
I swear, it's disgusting.
I've had norovirus before, and I probably lost 20 to 30 pounds in the week's time I was in my bed. I could literally feel my muscles were a lot weaker than they were. I was tired, lethargic. It was the bad because anything I try to eat, any solid food, I throw it up. Even liquids, I had a hard time. keeping down. Norovirus, I would not wish that on anybody because when I had it, it was so bad and I will never forget it.
So I became severely dehydrated, and so I got sick about, I don't know, maybe 3 days ago. I don't remember exactly when, a few days ago, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I had to throw up. TMI, by the way.
All right, so Sunshine Country Chicken says she pigged out at the buffet and lied, said she didn't record it because she ate herself sick and went to the ER. Anything's possible.
And then the other end, diarrhea, severe diarrhea. So vomiting, diarrhea, muscle weakness, just fatigue, and I'm very dehydrated. My sodium and the chloride, I don't know, my electrolytes were bad. I couldn't keep enough water in, like fluids in, at the rate they were going out. It's bad. It's bad. Don't come near me, you'll catch it. Anyway, just a quick update.
Cypher says she doesn't have norovirus. This looks like diabetic ketoacidosis. What are some of the symptoms? Flushed face, headache, nausea, and vomiting. Being very tired, muscle stiffness or aches, fruity smelling breath, dry skin and mouth, fast, deep breathing. You could stomach pain. You could actually be right because there you go. Flush face, she has it. Muscle stiffness and aches. Yup, she's very tired. She has nausea and vomiting, and she has stomach pain. What are the odds that the symptoms of diabetic ketoacidosis is very similar to what she's complaining about, but yet you probably maybe have picked something else as similar to the symptoms she's having to cover it up?
I'm doing all right other than that. Um, you know, oh no, the arm cuff thing. It hurts.
All her symptoms all the time.
The blood pressure cuff. Let's see what my blood pressure is.
109
Yellow.
over
I don't know
69.
what's going on.
Let me see that again. So she has 109 over 69. Her heart rate is 94. Her O2 saturation is 95%. And 19 is that how many times she's breathing in and out. Okay, I mean, those values aren't bad. Her heart rate's a little bit high. 109 over 69 is not bad at all because, the average is 120 over 80. So, yeah, it's not bad.
Yellow. I don't know what's going on. Anyways.
She must be on blood pressure meds. Probably.
So I gotta get a whole bunch of fluids.
I would think she is. They put her on some meds.
Going to the bathroom is torture because I have to unplug everything and take this thing with me into the bathroom. I'm tired all the time. So I'm just trying to get better. And then we should be able to do a bit of beezing. Yeah, I'm very dizzy and just weak. They want me to try to tolerate food. I haven't eaten in since being sick, pretty much. I tried having like an apple because I can't drink. I don't know where people come with like ginger ale soda when you're sick. There's nothing I want less than soda.
So Dottie's saying they gave her meds to lower her blood pressure and IV insulin for high glucose. Makes a lot of sense. And Sapphire is saying that with a blood sugar of 23, she came in the hospital the last time with a blood sugar of 23 with the same symptoms. I keep saying this, Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is usually the correct one. From me watching and observing Foodie Beauty for years now, and she's coming back. She has to be coming back to Canada for a reason. Could be a visa run. It could be. Could also be that two things are true at the same time. It could be all for a visa run as well as looking after her health. I just think she's sick, and I just think she came to Canada to get some treatment, either more long term or short term. It could also be coupled with a visa run. Who knows? Could be. But if I really look at it, the way how she eats, her height, her weight, it just makes sense to me. No family there to support her. I would be at my daughter's side if that happened to her. True. That is very true.
My wedding ring fell off in the shower. That's because I'm being a skinny queen from the norovirus.
That is not a win. Rapid weight loss is never a good thing. You can actually damage your organs and systems from that. So, yeah, you might be a skinny queen, but at what risk? I would never want to just rapidly lose, like 20, 30 plus pounds in a week. That is not safe. It's not healthy. And you could have permanent organ damage from that. No, it's not a good thing.
I had to do some cameos from my hospital bed. Fun times. Anyway, not fun. I don't know. Did you guys get the gastro this year? I haven't had that in forever.
You would think her blood pressure will be high.
Gosh.
Really?
Seriously, it is the worst, man. So, it feels like a hangover times 10. That's what it feels like. Ew. So, yeah, I didn't want saltines and ginger ale. Like, I wanted juicy fruit because I was so thirsty. Anyway,
Well, I think you're
my
right.
blood sugar's through the roof, even though I didn't eat.
Yeah, typically, if you are overweight, it can lead to heart disease, high blood pressure, high blood cholesterol, high blood glucose. So yeah, and I guess that's why you're asking why is your BP so low. I think she did get the meds. 95 oxygen is not good. Not good, but and 95 is okay. If your saturation of oxygen is at 95, that's still good. I think when it goes below, well, some I've seen places where they're like, yeah, it's not really that great if you go below 95. So other places are like, if it goes below 90, we're concerned. I've actually seen somebody's oxygen saturation at 20. Yes, you heard me right. 20. So all the healthcare workers out there, this was a emergency situation. Somebody's O2 saturation was at 20%. The doctor, the emergency physician was actually surprised and he asked, "Are you serious?" Because he's never seen that before. He's like, and this person is still alive, and healthcare team was like, "Yeah, but they were at 20%. Incredible."
The doctor's like, well, it's probably because of the stress of being sick and if you have like a virus or infection. Anyway, I just wanted to update you guys. I'm sorry, but I don't know what will be going on, how long I'll be here for. In case the doctor's coming.
Still says dehydration and low sodium causes low blood pressure. Yep.
Yeah, so they keep coming and checking my electrolyte levels, my blood sugar, stuff like that. So I'll keep you guys updated. Sorry for the bad quality video, but I just want to sleep till this is over. Honestly, it's the worst feeling. I can't even think of food. Yeah, I know you're thinking, well, this is just what you need. Maybe. Yeah, my wedding ring fell off in the shower. I'm skinny now. I'm definitely not putting any crap in my body after this. The way I feel.
All right, so I was listening to this on my way back from Montreal, right? And I'm thinking, really, you're not gonna put any crap in your body. You literally are what you eat, and all you've eaten is putting crap in your body every single day. I'm sure even right now she's probably putting crap in her body. all the foods that she might not be able to eat in Kuwait, she's eating here.
I don't think I can tolerate it, honestly. They want me to try to tolerate something before I leave here. So who knows when that will be? I can't.
Mrs. Camps, good, great hypothesis here. I think people are buying cameos to try to figure out where she is when she is radio silent on YouTube. She has to provide the cameo or decline it. That is actually a very good hypothesis. Yeah, I think you might be right, Mrs. Camps. Thank you for this idea. Man, I love you guys where you come up with like these amazing ideas and they make a lot of sense. That makes all the sense, Mrs. Camps.
Anyways, guys. Yay for norovirus. Ew. Have to have my own washroom because it's contaminated from me because it's so highly contagious. Anyway, I'm gonna try to rest. And I'll just see you guys when I see you, I guess. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'll try to update you guys as I can. Um, see you later. Bye.
Wait a second. Can I say something? She says that she has a private washroom, right? Like all. She doesn't seem like she's in a isolated. Does she seem like she's isolated to you? She doesn't to me. So I think you know how the typical hospital setup is, right? Typical room, you got 4 beds, 4 patients. Then you might have a semi-private with only 2 patients. Then you got the private with just 1 person in there for a lot of like serious contagious stuff, or if your immune system's out of whack and whatnot. Um, how would you know? Well, you can kind of tell. Didn't we hear people talking in the background? Let me hear this again. Yeah, she doesn't seem isolated to me. So if you truly have norovirus, which is very contagious, it would kind of make sense that, your healthcare team would in fact isolate you. That just makes sense to me.
Have to have my own washroom because it's contaminated from me because it's so highly contagious. Anyway, I'm gonna try to rest. And I'll just see you guys when I see you, I guess. I don't know. I'll try to update you guys as I can. Um, see you later. Bye.
She might have the door open. Eggy, she might, but if you are isolated, the doctors, nurses, porters, pharmacists, yeah, SLPs, speech language pathologists, they're not going to leave the door open because you're contagious.
So they ended up having to give me a total of 6 of these fluid bags for rehydration. It was rough. Hi guys. I just wanted to give an update basically on,
Stop random.
I left you kind of hanging in the ER. So I have been discharged. I was discharged in like the middle of the night. And I actually
This is what I thought. I think she just went to the emergency. She probably, went through to triage. She probably was in like a room with like a couple other people, or maybe in a larger area where they're, monitoring people that with either serious to severe stuff going on with them. Maybe not so severe in her case because they just gave her some IV back. She probably in a larger room with people that do have matters that can turn serious in time or in any moment. But there are things for them to do that will give them relief immediately, such as lowering your blood pressure and giving you fluids. Because at any point in time, yeah, she could have easily, stroked out, God forbid, or anything could have happened to her organs, just immediately shut down. But once the fluids go in and they give her some blood pressure meds, monitor her for a couple of hours to see how she's taking it, then just get her on her way, then boom, right? Yeah, exactly. It's a miracle full recovery by the next morning. I really do think she had an issue with her diabetes, and she's kind of covering it for the norovirus stuff, right? Because she says she was in the ER. How long is the norovirus going to be in your system if it's giving you issues? There's nothing we can do with modern medicine that can immediately clear a virus like that. She would be somewhere for a few days and she wouldn't be this healthy right after. I really do think it's more something to do with her diabetes, where you give her fluids, you stabilize her blood pressure, and then she's going to be good in a few hours. Well, that's just my thoughts. I mean, what do I know?
I was discharged in like the middle of the night, and I actually feel a lot better today. So basically, I was just really dehydrated, like a lot. So basically, they gave me like a few liters of fluid anyways. I've been drinking, I picked up some Gatorade, but it's like a healthy Gatorade, because when I'm ill, Gatorade is like real Gatorade is too artificial for me. And that's why I don't like ginger ale either when I'm sick. So it's actually only got like I think 2 or 3 carbs and 1 gram of sugar.
She would still be infectious after symptoms stop. Typically with you are contagious up to a certain point, right? Then after that certain point, you're no longer contagious. It really does all depend. Like she just, brought this on us because she's been away for a couple of days and people wonder where the hell she is. So I'd have to is it really a different ring? I'd have to Cypher's like his diabetes. I think it's diabetes as well, Cypher.
Which is also good for diabetics. And it's made with like real, I think it's like watermelon juice and like salts, like sea salt and like more natural ingredients. There's still a few that are a little iffy, but it's for the most part they're a lot more natural, let's just say. So I was discharged in the middle of the night, which they asked me if I was okay, and I said, yeah, I can drive. That's about it. Today I'm feeling a lot better. I think the hydration really helped. And honestly, I'm really craving like pickle juice, which also is apparently good for like electrolyte replenishment because of the high sodium content. But like I was just like craving going into like, a Canadian grocery store, like no frills, and just grabbing like no name brand big jar of dill pickles and just downing the juice, like having an emergency jar of pickles in my bag. That's not a bad idea. Anyway, I should start a pickle company. Who am I
Hmm.
kidding? I can't even get up before.
Yeah, all this stuff. They let her drive. They are here will destroy you whenever. Yeah, I mean yeah, because okay. But this adds to our theory though. If they're gonna discharge her in the middle of the night, then it's not as serious as, other things, right? So yeah, I've heard of unseen people getting discharged no matter what hour of the day, night, morning it is. So it just tells me like what was happening to her isn't that serious. And she's right about the whole pickle juice. Pickle juice actually can be used as natural electrolytes because it does have a lot of sodium, of course, and some magnesium and potassium as well. So there you go.
Noon on a good day, or before 3. Well, sometimes, yes. I've been sleeping a lot, like for
Hey,
days.
Christina.
I've just been resting in that because this flu just makes you feel like you've been hit by a Mack truck, like 18 wheeler. So, yeah, fun. Anyway, um, I'm sticking around for a little while because I had some plans that were like pre-booked with like,
True dot. She signed herself out. No doc releases in the middle of the night unless it's ER. You're right, Dot. And she did say it was ER, so they released her because they need those beds, especially the Canadian healthcare system. If you're okay after you've received treatment, that bed is needed for somebody that needs urgent to emergent care. So you, we got to release people because the Canadian healthcare system is strained as it is.
friends and family. Yeah, I have friends. You guys are always shocked by that. I don't have many, but Actually, I do have a lot. I just don't keep in touch with a lot of them. So, yeah. But I have some things to take care of, some medical appointments and things like that. So, um I will probably like do some live streams. I'm not sure, and I'll do some more videos for you guys, more vlogs. But I am still going back to Kuwait, and so I'm just like rearranging my life right now, basically, and I'm just overwhelmed. And just having the personal space, like not uploading as frequently, is like really helping. So I appreciate your guys' patience. I know a lot of you look forward to and depend on my videos. So yeah. So I'll be back whenever I can. See you guys. Bye. Masalama.
All right, and that is it. What are you guys' thoughts? Well, most of us agree that she probably did have diabetes, right? And it's most likely not norovirus. And let's actually do a vote. I'm gonna do a vote right now. Let me start a poll. Why was Foodie Beauty in the emerge? I'll just put the ER. Let's see, diabetes related, norovirus, and what else can I put? Then I'll put something else. What would be a third option for this? That would be because we have diabetes related norovirus, something else. Get in. All right. There we go. Let me start a poll. All right. Other than that, people, let's get into some DLF. DLF. Oh, you're saying 5150? Yeah. All right. We're going to get in some DLF. DLF says he hates his building. Isn't the first, second, third, or fourth time. Is she waiting for payday to buy a ticket? Probably. And makes sense but she keeps saying that Salah will buy her ticket, so who knows. Egito says, but why would you go to the ER with the runs and vomit? I mean, you just have to rest. It really actually does depend on how much fluids you're losing, how much diarrhea you're having, if you're vomiting, if you can't keep anything down. Sometimes it's actually warranted to go to the ER. I'm not saying that all the time, but if you're losing weight rapidly, it is actually a very serious thing. So either you or whoever is with you has to make the determination whether or not ER, staying home, or going to a walk-in clinic would be best for you. All right, people, vote now. Let me put up the DLF because we're gonna see. DLF has been ignoring me. I thought I was his brother from another mother, but he said he was N-word rich yesterday and the day before that, and now he is not even trying to loan me no monies, no nothing, not even talking to me, snuffing me. I'm actually offended, but we're gonna get into it right now. Let's go.
Hey kiddies, it's Dragon Lord Frodo, and I'm sitting at the bus stop in front.
Christina, you better watch out, because if DLF sees you saying that you're DTF for some DLF, then maybe DLF will be DTF for some Christina. Watch out, Christina.
Hey kiddies, it's Dragon Lord Frodo, and I'm sitting at the bus stop in front of the Wegmans on Amherst Street. This is the Wegmans. As you can see, oh shit, this is the Wegmans that Gordon Flowers, aka Alex Rosen, caught Richard Shearer or whatever his name is.
I remember that because I watched Gordon Flowers, aka Alex Rosen, on that because he was in Buffalo, and I was like, damn, that's where DLF is. And the poop squatch, the diaper bandit. A lot of people has been making a lot of Andy Ditch videos lately.
Trying to get with an 8-year-old and an 11-year-old. So we're sitting outside here. We're going to the Galleria Mall. I want to go to Best Buy, ask about mounting my TV, see what they would say about that. Get some information on that. Maybe I'll do that when I get paid. But there's something I want to talk about. The reason I'm doing this outside my apartment is because I don't want people listening to me.
See you later, Eggy. Have a good one.
That live in the apartment. So I just want to say something here. I really need to fucking move from that place. And honestly, I'm kind of in a rock and a hard spot here. I don't really know what to do about it. But basically what's going on is, so we all know about the Eureka woman, right? The old black woman that that whole thing.
All right, so if you're lost here, Dragon Lord Frodo lives in an apartment building, right? And this apartment building has a lot of people that do have mental health issues, mental health illnesses. And if you've ever been in and around that type of environment, a lot of shit can and will go down. So sometimes you'll have people having an outburst here and there. Sometimes you'll have people having an outburst all the time. So DLF gets sick of people having these outbursts in his building, even though his building is not that bad. It's newly renovated. Is this hottie single? Christina, you're really messing around, aren't you? If you don't know Christina, DLF has eyed ladies in this chat before, where he went by this one, I think it was a sneaker store, right? A couple of years ago, like 2 years ago. She said, oh yeah, she was it that she works at the sneaker store or she goes by there frequently? Pretty attractive lady was saying that in this chat. You know what DLF did? He went by that store like literally the very next day, and we're like, oh god, you know what? She said too much in my chat. You better watch out, Christina. All I'm saying. Wig, yes, OJ Simpson passed away yesterday. Now he's a very how do you put it, where some people like you, some people don't like you. He's that type of person. So some people be like rest in peace, some people are like rest in where. So I won't even speak on the whole OJ thing. Like he's had a lot of issues in his life. Some people think he's still a red rummer, other people think he's innocent. Think whatever you want. Yeah, he's infamous, controversial, divisive. You think no one likes? Some people do like OJ. All I gotta say is, he passed away yesterday in front of his kids and grandkids, and that is it.
Lately, she's been having some
polarizing. Yes,
I don't know.
that is the proper word. That is the proper word. Like infamous, controversial is very good words, but it's polarizing figure. Thank you so much.
She's been having some guy over.
I do like.
I don't know who he is. I don't think he lives in the building. But she's been having this guy over, and I really don't want to like get involved or anything like that. But the last couple of days, it's been nonstop. It's been those two fighting in the hallways. I don't know what this guy does, but he seems to always be on drugs or drunk or something. I don't know what drugs he's doing. I can tell you that it's not weed. But I don't know what happens. I try not to get involved.
Okay, so we have a couples argument happening. I've been in buildings like this before, I ain't gonna lie, and that type of shit happens where There's always going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 couples, 5, a couple couples that will argue all the time. Some are worse than others. Some will literally fight every day. Regarding OJ, if you remember 94 to 96, it was definitely a huge deal in the US. OJ Simpson was the one who retired the Bronco until when was it? When did the Bronco come back? Last year or the year before? But literally, the infamous slow high speed chase of the Bronco from back in the mid 90s was the literal thing that killed the Ford Bronco, because it was so infamous, that footage, that Ford thought they would never, ever, ever, ever be able to bring the Bronco back on. And how long did it take them? Over 20 years, about 27 years to bring the Bronco back, because the last Bronco, which was a full size, was made in 1996. The Bronco actually came back in 2021. Can you imagine one person did that to a car manufacturer, a vehicle manufacturer, retire the Bronco until 2021 because of that chase?
I try not to get involved until, it starts affecting me. You know what I'm saying? So, a couple weeks ago, these two had a fight, and I was getting ready for work, okay? And I'm like, I got about an hour to spare, before I get on the bus. I'm gonna go across the street to Cluck Cluck Moo Moo, which is a it's like a burger place. It's like I wouldn't say it's like McDonald's. Do like McDonald's, like my dad would say.
No, it's a like mom and pop.
No, it's not. It's like it's better than McDonald's.
He actually didn't make that up. It's actually is called Cluck Cluck Moo Moo on Elmwood.
Five Guys, I don't know, maybe, but there's only one.
Cluck Cluck Moo Moo on Elmhurst. It says here, what's the rating? It's a 4.6 out of 5, which is pretty good. It seems like it's a very mom and pops type of joint. They have burgers at reasonable prices. If you think like under $10 for like a burger is pretty good, which is typically is pretty good when you think about it. But that's just a burger alone, not a combo.
One location. It's not like a chain thing. It's just some guy that bought the building. It's the old Wang Kang's. And some guy bought Wing Kings went out of business. Some guy bought the building and turned it into Cluck Cluck Movie. And they have good food there. But the one day I was like, okay, I got some time to spare before I go to work, before I get on the bus. I'm going to go across the street and get some food. So,
You're going to the gym in the rain, leg day with some chest press. Okay, well, good luck to you, Cypher. Man, I had some like abdominal cramps at the gym. Luckily, I was only on the ab machine with abdominal cramps. Could you imagine if I was pressing? The worst thing to ever happen to you is to get muscle spasms. And some of the most painful, oh man, are the leg ones or the stomach ones. Oh, I hate when that happens. But it can happen at any time except if I'm bench pressing some weight. Please don't let it happen then.
I open up my apartment door, and here's this guy just passed out in front of my door, like right across the doorway, like to the point that I had to open up the door and like step over this guy. And you retard was like yelling at him, like in the hallway while this guy was passed. He wasn't passed out, but he was like out of it. You know what I'm saying? He was like on the fucking floor. I don't want to. I said, and this guy was. He must. This guy must have took a shit on the floor as well in the hallway.
Are you serious?
Right in front of my door.
Hamstrings are
and
the
I
worst.
see this and I'm like, I look at you retard, and I was like, I don't care what the fuck is going on between you two. I don't care if you're slapping each other silly. I don't care if you're at each other's fucking throats. Okay? I'm going to get some food. Okay? This shit better be cleaned up by the time I get back, or I'm calling the police, and I don't give a shit. Okay? You're not going to take a fucking shit in front of my door. No, you're not doing it. Okay? You need to, control your guests.
Okay? The worst is the stairwell shitting and pissing. Okay? I hate when people do that. I can tell the difference between dog shit and human shit, okay? And the worst is if somebody takes human-sized shits in the stairwells.
Okay? And I went out. I got my food. It took about 15 minutes.
Does he have a GoPro with a waist mount or something? No, it's just the way how he wants to hold the camera. He wants to hold it from that angle.
Come back. The guy's still there. He's now standing up. But the guy's like standing against the wall like that. And
okay.
Thankfully for him, fortunately for him, they cleaned up the shit. I don't know who did. I don't really care. But it's just this kind of shit. And he's like talking shit to me while I'm walking by. I'm like, no, you're not gonna come inside my fucking apartment building and talk fucking shit. Every time this guy sees me, he's always bothering me about, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. But he's like high on whatever drugs or whatever. I don't know what the hell he's doing. But he keeps bothering me. Can you teach me how to build a computer? I'm like, no, stop bothering me.
Wow, really?
So this guy bothers people in the building. And then he takes a shit in front of their fucking door. I'm like, I don't want to know what kind of weird shit is going on here, but that shit that he took on the floor better be cleaned up by the time I get back with my food, or else I'm calling the police.
Well, I guess he's not okay with somebody shitting by his front door, but he is okay if his love interest shits next to dumpsters. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Foodie Beauty. She used to shit next to dumpsters at her school, when clearly, if it is indeed a school, there are multiple functioning washrooms where you can lay one off in. But Foodie Beauty was just that much of a degenerate that she would shit right by the dumpsters. And, groundskeeper Willie is still traumatized to this day, I'm telling you. In fact, I'm not even sure why Peace isn't traumatized. Maybe Peace was into that sort of stuff. Who knows?
And everyone is getting in trouble. I don't care. I'll whoop everyone's ass. I don't give a shit. So the weeks go by, and almost every day you gotta hear these fucking people fucking bicker in the fucking the hallway every fucking day. And the other day, and then the was it the one day I got home from work, and there was more fucking shit on the fucking floor, but it wasn't in front of my door. It was down the hall near the elevator, and You know, the first shit was more like was just like a solid turd on the floor. The second time, it was like a full diarrhea dump right on the fucking floor. I'm like, you know what?
Okay, one thing I can tell that I've been to and around co-ops before. I was volunteering in a few co-ops a couple years ago. One thing I can tell you is that just because you live in a co-op doesn't mean you want to live in a shithole, literally and figuratively. So there's a lot of people who will identify who has been doing the shitting, and they either, you know, caution them to not do it again, or they start measurements to kick them out, because I've seen lots of people get kicked out of these co-ops, these buildings that have certain types of people in them, because nobody wants their kids, their animals, themselves, their loved ones around, you know, places where people just think they could just take a shit and just walk away. Nobody wants that crap.
Tired of this shit. And then come to find out that there was a fucking shooting in my building. In my building, there was a shooting. I don't know who got shot or who was involved, and I don't care. But I don't care if it was the same guy or not. I don't give a shit. Okay? Just the fact that you got this guy shitting on the floors, fighting with people in the building.
He's right. It was the day before Valentine's Day. Buffalo Police Department has been investigating that a man got SHOT inside apartment complex on Elmwood Avenue. This was on News for Buffalo. WGRZ said the same thing, that a suspect in custody for Elmwood Avenue shooting. Let me check this out if this guy actually survived. I gotta look it up. I'm looking at it right now.
And then you hear about a shooting in the building. It's just too much. So the other day, while I was doing a video, these two were fucking arguing. And it was going on. Off and on, all fucking day, all fucking night. They would start arguing. She'd kick him out. He'd start talking shit out loud in the hallway. And he would leave, come back, you know, whatever. They'd start fighting again, and eventually it's just like, you know, I'm gonna have my fucking.
That seems like typical crackhead behavior. Oh, by the way, if you're still concerned about the guy that got shot off of Elmwood, yeah, he did survive. It seems there were two people known to each other. One shot the other. The person that got shot got surgery and had non-life-threatening injuries. So there you go.
Fucking Rambo knife at the ready. This is fucking ridiculous.
Was he talking about Nambo? Remember how we got introduced to DLF and his Rambo knife? Remember, people were really scared of him because he was threatening FFG, and then I was like, who the hell is this guy? People are like, yeah, he's got this big ass knife and he says he's gonna do this and he's gonna do that, and then we come to know that he's not threatening at all. He really isn't. You guys remember that video?
And the one day I go out there and they're fucking fighting, and he's yelling at me saying, don't get involved, don't get involved. No, that's not what he said. He said, mind your own business. I'm like, whatever. I don't give a shit. Just, you know, stop fucking fighting in front of my door. You want to fucking fight? Go outside and fight. I don't care. You want to fucking shoot each other to death? I don't care. Do it outside. The last thing I fucking need is for somebody be shooting guns in my building. And don't get me wrong, I am fully pro Second Amendment.
I get what he's saying. If people are discharging their firearms inside a building, there's been way too much sad stories about how those projectiles go through walls, windows, doors, and everything else, and then they end up lodged or passing through an innocent person. I've seen way too many stories of innocent children getting injured or unalived because some jackass was discharging their weapon in an area where they're not supposed to be. So I totally get what he's saying. The worst thing for somebody to do is this to discharge their weapon inside of a building, because you never know where that projectile is going to end up.
But the last thing I fucking need is, for some bullet to come through my fucking walls or whatever, and that's it. So I and then I'm dealing with the manager who's just looking for excuses to evict me. The one time he got on my case because they
oh wow, into the headrest. I'm so sorry to hear, Marie, but wow, that is a close call incident that it got lodged right there. Like, there's so much crazy stories out there of like people just being ignorant.
I had to turn it off because some guy came up to wait for the bus next to me. I didn't want him hearing what I had to say, so fuck him. So, getting back to where I left off. We're at the Galleria Ball now. I'm going to Best Buy. I'm going to ask about the TV mounting thing. So,
can he move?
Yeah.
He can move. Is his residence subsidized? I would say that it is subsidized, since he was talking about his county check every week. I didn't even know they would give it every week. I thought it was like a once or twice a month type of thing.
Yeah, I just gotta get out of that place. I mean, I got the one manager.
Like how they give it like on the first every month on the first or whatever specific day, or they do it the first and the 15th.
At the apartment building. Wants to have me evicted. He's trying to get me evicted for, he's just looking for reasons to evict me. For example, about 2 months ago or so, I got a notice in my door that said that the exterminators are going to be around the next day.
I remember this story.
Between the hours of 11 and 1, I think it said.
Hello, Miss Lori. How are you doing?
So that day, I had an appointment with my therapist. It was a virtual appointment. So I just did it on the computer. And my appointment with my therapist was between 10 and 10:45. It's a 45-minute appointment, whatever. And during the middle of my appointment, I got a knock at the door saying, that the exterminators were here. Well, it was, during my appointment, I said, could you come back in like 10 minutes? So they come back, and this friggin' manager was like You can't tell these people not to come in. You need to let them in when they come. And I'm like, first off, your guys are like a half hour early. Okay, it says here that you are supposed to be here between 11 and 1, and you are here at like 10:30.
What did he do for work again? I think he was doing some sort of, was it overnight stalking? Somebody was telling me what he was doing lately.
And
But yeah, before DLF used to do stocking or cleaning gigs, and he really didn't like them because he just hated them. He wanted to do something with computers, right? You got to go back to school, DLF.
I had an appointment with my therapist that I set aside, okay, so that I can do my appointment and then have your guys come in and exterminate. They were putting down traps for mice. And
stalking one bourbon. I'm sure he still does stalking. If I'm gonna be honest, I really do think it's a thing that he can't just easily get rid of. The stalking. But right now, what he does for work is stalking.
So I said, first of all, you're not going to come here. You're not going to come here all early. Okay? You're not going to come here all friggin' early. Okay? I put aside time so that I can get my appointment done. And, this, extermination appointment, what's not? And he's like, well, I could evict you for not letting them in. I said, you are friggin' early. Okay?
You wonder if the mermaids are okay? Good question, Random Fish. That I can't answer right now, but maybe I'll see. I think I think he's actually done and over with his Jimmy Boots era, ejaculating on cars and sending stuff through the mail. Remember didn't we do a live stream or two about the Jimmy Boots stuff? You guys remember that?
Just show up whenever you feel like it. Okay? I have an appointment. Okay? You're not going to interrupt my appointment. Okay? That's the bottom line. It's the same thing if it would be the same thing if it was
No, it's Jimmy Boots because he's making a play off the word, the slang word. Well, one of the slang words for a condom is a Jimmy. So do you have your Jimmy boot? Because when you put your Jimmy on your boot, it's putting a condom on your thing. Get it? That's why it's Jimmy Boots.
I'm on the fucking toilet, and they knock on my door. I'm like, let me come back in like 5 minutes. I'm not going to sit there and let me enjoy my dump, Would you really want to watch me? And what would happen? They would was it gonna evict me? Do you really want to watch me, take a shit that bad? That you're willing to evict me because I won't let you watch me take a fucking shit?
Why are we talking about this right now? Seriously, we're just gonna get into this. No one wants to watch you, DLF. You could easily just say you're on the toilet, and for them to give you a minute or 2 or 3 for you to answer the door. You don't gotta be, scooting over and open the door with shit in your ass, okay? We do not want that.
Maybe I should. Maybe I should just be like, next time they do that, I'm gonna make sure I'm on the toilet. That's what I'm gonna do. Next time.
Doesn't he know better? Because he's been in jail. Like, DLF is a jail OG. Like, DLF has been in jail a multitude of times. You would think a jail OG wouldn't be talking like this. Like jail rules.
Well, what are you gonna do? Evict me? What's he gonna say? Oh. What is he gonna say? Oh, you could have told us to come back. Oh, if I told you to come back, I would get evicted. I would get threatened with eviction.
Act one bourbon.
I need to get out of there. Too much weird shit goes on. I'm getting tired of it. So I'm looking.
Where's he gonna go?
I'm looking to maybe move to either. I'm not moving to Lovejoy. I'm looking.
Okay, wait a second. People always think the grass is greener on the other side when it really isn't. He needs to be very careful right now because his Elmwood apartment is actually pretty sweet. If you know where he is, and a few of you probably know where he is, that Elmwood Ave building is really sweet. It's newly renovated. It doesn't look like crap. He just doesn't understand that you do not want to take the risk to go into another building that is like council or co-op housing like stuff, because that building will be worse or could be worse. I shouldn't say will be worse, could be worse. You don't want to run the risk when you're in a pretty decent building. If the person in the building is giving you issues, such as somebody shitting in the hallways, those people will be evicted in soon time, because no one's going to tolerate cleaning up human shit in a hallway or by a door. The worst thing you want to do is get into an apartment where you think is going to be better and it's worse, and it takes you years to get out of there because you've now signed a lease. You've changed your place, and maybe your county worker doesn't want to like go through the documents again, so they're like, no, you got to live here for like a year or maybe 2 years, and it's a super ship place. I've seen way too many buildings where people think it's greener on the other side, and it's not.
I'm gonna move to either like around where I am now, but like not in that building.
There's nowhere else.
North Buffalo.
That building stands out where he lives, because that building's pretty tall compared to anything else in and around the area, because where he lives is mostly houses, and really nice houses. Because if you've seen the DLS streams, his area is actually really good. It's just that his building is a building that shouldn't be in that type of area. And a lot of cities and towns have that, where you have that like building where everything's fine and fabulous, but then you have this building where a lot of people, a little bit iffy. Not saying that everybody's iffy there, because you can be a really great person. It's just that your circumstances, you have to live in maybe a co-op or council housing. So I can't say everybody's bad. Who will put up with him as a neighbor? Exactly, in that too, because look what he's done, playing bass at any time of the day or night, yelling, screaming, getting mad, doing what sort of stuff. Is he doing tidy whiteys on OF? I don't even know if he has an OnlyFans account.
Kenmore area, or even like Tonawanda or something.
Who was it that used to be in chat from his city, and he went to her dispensary after she met? Was it a dispensary, or was it like a shoe store, like an urban clothing store? I can't remember. Random, but I literally said the same thing to Christina. I'm like, Christina, you better watch out, because DLF was 2 years ago scoping some place out, and somebody mentioned that they worked there, right? And then literally the next day, we're watching DLF, and he went by there looking for her. So you better be careful what you saying. You sure it was a dispensary? I remember it fish as if it was I thought it was a clothing store, like a urban clothing store. I think maybe they maybe if so predominantly shoes. Am I getting it wrong?
But you know, this is getting stupid. You know, you got some guy that wants to evict me, and whatever. I got a guy. I got you know, dueling banjos across the hall. You know, I got that going on. I got friggin' a guy taking a shit in my hallway. It just, you know, I gotta talk to my
Oh, I
county
see
worker, and
random.
I gotta talk to the Section 8 people, because, you know, one of these days, and I don't want to do it, but one of these days,
Facts,
you
I'm
know,
lover.
this gets too out of hand. You know, and this guy, I don't know what kind of drugs he's on. I don't know. I don't know what kind of drugs this guy's on, but I can tell you it's not weed. Okay. Uh,
Facts, Beaker. Like I said, I think you're agreeing with me, Beaker. His next place could be a den of iniquity and/or trap house, constant police presence for incidents, etc. Yeah, there are places like that all over. He doesn't want to be in a place where every single day, morning, and night there is multiple police officers in the building because there's constant incidents. There are places in Toronto like that. There are places in Ottawa like that. There are places in Montreal like that, and there's places in Buffalo like that. You don't want to be living in a place like that where, ambulance is constantly being called, so the elevators are constantly being held up, or, there's just an abundance of people with, ulterior motives, hanging around and loitering all the time. His place might have a little bit of issue, but like I said, that one person is probably going to be gone.
he's you know, I've gotten shit faced stoned many times. Not once have I passed out in a fucking hallway. Not once have I ever, you know, took a shit in a hallway.
Oh, thank you, Hound Lover. I appreciate you.
Okay.
That's so kind of you.
This is fucking ridiculous. I see it again. I am calling the police, and I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about. I don't give a shit about Black Lives Matter or anything like that. You know, I don't give a shit. You know, about the code of silence or whatever. About the code of silence, you know, you shut the fuck up and stay away from my fucking door.
Okay,
But
dear.
like, I'm just afraid that one day, you know, he's gonna come out, he's gonna attack me, and I'm gonna have to use, you know, the Rambo knife on him. I don't want to.
I love it that he calls it the Rambo knife. Like I said before, if you guys remember, we've seen the Rambo knife before. It's that one that he originally was having, how do I put it, loose words towards FFG, and then FFG got scared, and then I was like, wait a second, is this guy okay? And then I started covering DLF. I started covering DLF because of that Rambo knife. My first video, I think, was like January 7th, 8th, or 9th. If I actually Google Dragon Lord Frodo, it does come up in Google for me. January 7th, 2022. So 2 years and 3 months ago, I did Who is Dragon Lord Frodo Part 1. and it's because of that Rambo knife incident with FFG and the threats. Now, I don't think that guy's gonna give him problems. I think he takes things way out of proportion, DLF.
But, you know, if he tries to attack me, I have no choice but to defend myself. So
I don't think he's gonna attack you.
I think it's just best that I get out of there. I gotta talk to my county worker and Section 8 people. Ooh. I didn't know they had fried pickles at Dave and Buster's.
Oh, nice. He's at Dave and... Wait a second. Holy crap. I've been to this one. If it's the Dave and Buster's that's attached to that plaza, and then they have like... do they still have like the... was it? The stuff outside. It's right outside the roller coaster. It is the same Dave and Buster's. Yeah, this is the same Dave and Buster's I used to go to all the time in Buffalo. Wow, okay. I mean, small world. All I gotta say is, people, I think it's a mistake if he does really want to move from where he's at. Thinking logically, I think he's at one of the better buildings because he doesn't want to move into a crappier one because you never know. It is.
So,
he is.
Anyway.
He's at Walden Galleria. You're right.
This is Dragon Lord Frodo, and I approve this message. Thanks in advance for watching this.
All right. Yeah, you're right, Maria. He's at Walden Galleria Mall. I've been there countless times. Used to go to Dave and Buster's a lot. Yeah, because which is not that far from, Buffalo International Airport, right? You take the 33, you take the 90 south, and then boom, you're at Walden Galleria in and around the Cheektowaga area, right? Anyways, people, thanks for hanging out with me. We'll catch up. We'll catch up with some stuff. I might do some Daniel Larson, probably a video because he hasn't been live streaming. Only if Daniel Larson live streams for a decent amount of time, we'll maybe do a live stream on it. You're originally from Binghamton, New York, and you went to college at Oswego, so I know upstate pretty well. Yeah, I mean, I've been to Binghamton a few times. Yeah, one of the times I wanted to go to I was going to NYC. I did do Binghamton. It was kind of out of the way because usually if you're gonna do NYC, right, you just literally take the 90 across, right? And then there are multiple other ways. Either you take the 90 across all the way, and then when you hit Albany, you go down. Or some people, when they hit Syracuse, they go down on the 81 and then cross over into Pennsylvania. There's like multiple ways to get into NYC if you're, traveling from Buffalo. But I decided to do a detour this one time, and I went to Binghamton. And I didn't think the place was that bad. Hey, people, smash that like button. You think it's a shithole now? Okay, well, I haven't been there in years, so we'll see. Thank you for hanging out with me. Take care, Beaker. Take care, One Bourbon, One Scotch. Hound Lover, Random Fish, Christina, Marie. Who else is in here? Everybody else that's listening, I really do appreciate you. Thank you, Wig. And take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Bye-bye.